Hey guys, Akil Stokes here. Welcome back to another Weekend Trading Edge video. If you guys are brand new, this is a video I've been doing on YouTube for, decades now? Each weekend showing you what's on my radar for the week ahead. I don't have a lot on my radar this week, but there is a lot to look forward to in the markets as we have a very busy fundamental news week coming out. And here's a little bit of what to pay attention to. Euro and the dollar, both on Tuesday, we have PMI coming out. We also have New Zealand interest rate hikes coming out later at night. We then head into Wednesday where we got CPI for the pound. We've got Governor Bailey speaking a couple times as well, along with our ever important FOMC meeting minutes for the U.S. towards the end of the afternoon, or beginning of the afternoon, I guess. Seems like the end of the day for me because I'm up so early. Thursday, we've got our GDP. We've got unemployment claims coming out for the dollar. And then Friday, we're finishing things up with core PCI. So we are still in that delicate state where the market is trying to figure out what exactly is going to happen in June when it comes to interest rate hikes here in the U.S. Is there going to be a pause? Is there going to be a continued hike? So all of these news events are going to be monitored, and the FOMC meeting as well, monitored under a microscope, looking for any and every clue possible for the market to try to figure out what's going to happen. Also, not mentioned, keep in mind, we got the whole debt ceiling thing that's happening in the background. If you're unfamiliar with that, make sure you check out a recent episode of the Trading Coach podcast where I did a debt ceiling and U.S. default for dummies episode, kind of explaining what all is going on, what it means, and what are the potential kind of outcomes of that. All right, so let's hop into the charts now. It's going to be short and sweet. And we'll start here on the euro dollar. Now, a little bit different this week because there's not too much going on. I'm going to start on the weekly chart and just give kind of a bigger view of what's going on here. So most recently, we have ran and held into a previous level of structure, right? Right back here in early January, we put in structure highs for the year. We came back down, retraced a little bit from that, and then came back up to retest that level. And we have held for the last few weeks. Now, we've got some pretty decent candles coming here. We have our initial hold right here in green. Then we have kind of a little inside doji candle, which is consolidation. Another doji candle with the wick or the tail slightly weighted towards the upside, which means a little bit of a bearish rejection. And then a doji candle after that, more indecision. So lots of indecision at this moment, which is expected as this is a key decision point in the market. Now, what stands out is what happened after that, right? Last week, or not this past week, but the week before that, we had a really strong bearish week in the market. You can see this strong bearish candle closes right at the bottom. And then last week, we finished that up with a lower low, lower close as well. So I do think we could see a push down lower. And if we do go down lower, where are we likely to go down to? This area right here around 106s, right? We can bring some volume in there as well, see if it gives us any clues. But looking at a bigger picture of euro dollar, now again, of course, we have lots of news coming out, so that news is going to influence that. But I think we could push lower, and look at this, right? Our volume spike is going to be almost right on that 106 level as well. Again, funny how that thing happens, right? If you guys are new, we've been using, or I've been using the volume profile for the past, year now, just to get a little bit of a pinpoint on the important levels in the market. And what I found to be very interesting in my study of this is that if you are really good at identifying structure, you're going to be able to identify these points anyway. Doesn't make the tool kind of worthless, but it's really good confirmation. So imagine, as traders, we're often independent, right? So we're sitting there, we have an idea, we think we know what we're talking about, and then someone else, some super trader, some trader that you respect comes up and says, hey, I'm looking at that level as well. Just makes you a little bit more confident. We know that confidence can go a long way in trading, especially as a newer trader where you typically don't have a lot of confidence yet, and a lot of those doubts are what causes you to make mistakes. So look for a push lower here on euro dollar, 106 even handle. Again, disclaimer or asterisk, right? Lots of news events coming out, so that can weigh things each and every way. But as far as an initial projection, I do like this level here. Next up is going to be the Aussie dollar, and this is going to be a revisit of a scenario we looked at all week. We had a triangle breakout here on the Aussie dollar. Let me just redraw in these notes. Something like that, right? Descending triangle where we had equal lows. Market came down, boom, test and held. Retraced up, market came down, test and held the same level. lower retracement, and we finally broke down to the downside. And now we've retested the previous highs here and got a nice little hold, and then again ending I guess the week, this is a 4-hour chart, but the last candle of the week with a lower low, lower close, which again is a positive sign. Now the one negative I have with this is there's not a massive amount of room to the downside. If we just kind of scroll up to the daily, you can see we're kind of stuck within a bigger range of consolidation. So if you're looking for like a massive breakout opportunity, you're not going to find it, as it's not clear sailing. But there is room to retest the lows of this channel. So going back to the 4-hour chart, if you look at this level right here being the lows, this zone, let's call it around 6590s to about 6570s. We can definitely retest that zone. So this opportunity has actually gotten better. I wasn't too interested on the initial breakout here because there's only limited room to the downside. But now that we've retested, right, it has opened up a lot more room in this trade. And I'll show you what I mean. Let's say you're someone that's trading the breakout right here and you're only looking for like this level. We'll just go right in the middle of the structure just to make the example easier, right? You can see there's not a lot of potential reward there, right? However, now that we've retraced up, the target don't really change that much. You don't have to change that much. And now there's a lot more room. It even gives you the ability, if you want to be more conservative, to take your target from down here and just roll it up to a retest of the previous structure low and use that as a full target, a half target, or a break-even point, depending on how you want to handle this thing. So decent opportunity here to start the week on Aussie dollar. We have a descending triangle breakout and pullback trading opportunity to the bearish side. Next is Canada yen. This is going to be a short one because I already did a video on this during the week. So if you didn't get a chance, go back to, I think I posted it maybe on Thursday. It was a trading view video that I sent straight to YouTube because I figured out how to make that happen, breaking this down. So go back and watch that for details. But the fact is that we have our breakout here, and we ended the week with our retest, right? So if we go down to the 4-hour chart, here's our breakout of this bigger pattern here. It's not really an ascending triangle, but it's close to it. But regardless, we're looking for a breakout of this point. You can see that we did get a pullback, right? We had some yen stuff happen to the end of the week. We did get a pullback down to this level. So if you are looking for long opportunities, whether it's 4-hour, whether it's 1 hour, this is the zone that you should be paying attention to for an opportunity here. Stops can go below the lows, and of course, the targets, I don't have them drawn on here, but the targets were, we had a 618 and a 1618. Let me just draw that on real quick, but go back and watch that video, give you all the details. We have a 618 and 1618 confluence area up here somewhere. Nope, wrong tool, sorry about that. Right in there that we could shoot for around the 104 even handle. So just want to give a little bit of a review on that as well. So short and sweet this week, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Real quick, I don't have a chart in front of you this week, but the DKC over the last 2 weeks, I didn't give you an update last week. We are back in a positive place. We're not positive overall. DKC, if you guys are new, is a new strategy I started trading on April 4th that hasn't been going so well. Trading live on April 4th hasn't been going so well. We were in a 7% hold the last time that I updated you 2 weeks ago. We have clawed our way a little bit out of that, right? 3% return, 3-point-something% return over the last few weeks. So we're back to -4. But again, the cool part of this is always showing you guys the journey, right? I did this years ago where I was all excited to start the year with a 17% drawdown, and then like, it was, devastating, obviously. And like, if I had shame, I would be ashamed and stuff like that. But I told you guys the cool part about it was going to be the comeback story. So for a newer trader to see that, hey, this guy started 17% down for the year, which was my biggest drawdown, and then came back and still had a profitable year. It's one of those motivating and inspiring things to be like, hey, man, my drawdown's not that bad. I can do it too. So I like doing this stuff with the kind of transparency with the live strategy as well, showing you guys like, hey, super excited, back tested this thing and been working on the strategy for years and years and years, traded it right away, and I'm down 7% in the first month or for 5-6 weeks, whatever like that. But it'd be cool to see, hopefully, this thing claw its way back to in profit to end the year. And it just gives you a realistic look of what trading looks like, because the honest truth is trading isn't sexy. It's hard. It's frustrating. It makes you want to pull your hair out, hence me and the lack of hair now. But it could be very rewarding if you're disciplined and if you stick to it. So until next time, plan your trade your plan. Make sure you check out the episodes of the Trading Coach podcast. Lots of gems this week. I'll see you guys in the Q&A Monday. No live room Tuesday. I'll put a note up on the site, but I'll see you guys Wednesday and Thursday as well. All right. Take care. Have a great weekend.